Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Creatives of Windsor Podcast. I'm your host, Anthony Sheardown, and today I'm sitting down with James Braakman from Windsor Essex Bike Community. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thank you. This is awesome.
So when did you start?
With Windsor Essex Bike Community, we started the organization in the fall of 2022. So just a little bit under 2 years ago, we officially incorporated as a nonprofit organization.
And then you launched phase one of the Libro Trails. It'll be a year next month, right?
Yeah, which is crazy to think that it's been already a year. But yeah, we're a year in for that first phase being completed. Yeah.
So when I ran into you out there the day I met you with Eric, that was like right when it opened then.
It was really fresh. Yeah, because we probably met in June or whatever it was, late June, early July. And it was just it opened up. Yeah.
Yeah. So when did you start building that and everything?
So we started building the phase one trail it was April. So last spring. So
you built it all in 2 months.
Just under 3 months, I think, from maybe it was end of March. Yeah, end of March to the first week of June. So just, I think, around 3 months, we completed the full first phase, which was, that's pretty lightning fast for trail building. So we got a lot done pretty quick, which was cool.
Yeah, damn, that's crazy fast.
Yeah.
So, so you started this, so you started building in April, but you became a nonprofit in the fall before that.
The fall, the year before, in that the end of the year there in the fall of 2022, we were just a couple guys that loved riding bikes, and we all had our individual stories on how bikes had helped us for different reasons. And we all sort of came together and actually met on the trail. We were strangers before we actually met out on the trail, and we came together and said, you know what, let's get together and create a group that can use bikes to create positive change and help the community, and use the bike as sort of that vehicle to get people to come together and make good things happen. And that sort of launched Windsor Essex Bike Community. And almost 2 years later, we're here with 300 paid members and a really cool project on the way and lots of other stuff going on that has been pretty exciting.
Yeah, you guys are just blowing up. It seems like you've gotten so many people into biking, especially in the last year, eh? Yeah,
it's been, like I said, super fast, just like a rapid growth of the riding community as a whole. And I think COVID had a part in helping riding grow within Windsor, because people who didn't really, ride or get on bikes suddenly had nothing else to do, so they went and bought a bike and got out there. And I'm a product of COVID, actually. Like, I'm a big hockey player. I played all kinds of sports growing up, but mountain biking was never really a thing I really did at all. So COVID hit, and I was like everybody else. I can't go to the gym, can't go to the rink, can't do anything. But you could go buy a bike and go get out in the woods. And that was kind of my thing. And I absolutely fell in love with it. And again, that led to meeting other people on the trail and just immersing myself fully into mountain biking and turning all of that into Windsor Essex Bike Community.
That's awesome. I want to get into like where you started to ride first.
Sure.
I'll kind of I guess I'll tell you like my kind of story. So
yeah.
Because of you and like the trail and everything, and like Eric Favitt connected us and everything. Yeah. That's why I started riding like mountain bikes now.
Yeah.
So thank you for that.
And shout out Eric. He's a great guy and big part of our organization as well.
Yeah. So like I met Eric riding BMX.
Yep.
And I've been just for fun, casual, definitely not Eric's level.
Yeah.
But I've been riding bikes since I was in the 9th grade.
Sick,
Always done it for fun, but always skate parks and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I kind of stopped, like I didn't stop, but I slowed down, as I got older. I'm big, but BMXs are small.
Yeah.
And then last summer I was out there and I saw you guys, and dude, I bought a bike like the next week. And that was
I remember that. Yeah. I remember you borrowed my bike for actually a week, and you went out to Michigan and rode, which I love when people, I have a backup bike that I don't use as much anymore. And it's been a really cool bike for getting other people into the riding, which, you're an example of. And it's so cool. That's one of the best things about mountain biking in this area is there's a lot of people that didn't ride before, but now are riding. And that's the cool thing, is seeing that grassroots level growth. And that's what's so cool.
Yeah, I got the love of biking back. Like, I've always loved it, but I was just getting sick of like BMX in the skate park.
Right.
And then I was like, I can bike still. Like, and this bike is my size.
Yeah. And I think that's why riding is so cool, because it appeals to all different types of people. And usually, like, I feel like that's the maturation of like the riding cycle is like you start as a kid and you ride the BMX bike, you're at the skate park with your buddies, and you know, you start there, and then you get a little bit older and then you jump on the mountain bike because it's bigger and you can go all over the place and you can do it with your family or other people, and then you kind of do everything by the end between BMX and maybe you grab a road bike and you got a mountain bike and then you got a garage full of all kinds of bikes.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I love it. So when you said you met these guys on the trail,
yeah,
where were you guys riding?
So we were riding at Black Oak Heritage Park, which I think for most people who are within the riding community know of. It's kind of the hidden gem within our riding community. It's an amazing single track trail network, almost 12 kilometers worth of just awesome flowy trails that really, again, are a hidden gem. And that's where I really fell in love with riding in Windsor.
Yeah, so that's where you started to go when you first got your bike?
Yeah, so I was, again, product of COVID, bought the bike, had no clue what I was doing, didn't really even know where any of the trails were. I stumbled upon Black Oaks, and then I was there steady, like every day, every other day, fell in love with it. The $600 bike after 3 months wasn't getting it done. So I got so obsessed, I had to jump up and buy the, full suspension bike. And then that led to, again, this full blown addiction, obsession about riding. And here we are.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like so I went to Black Oak probably like 2015.
Yeah.
But with the BMX, and we went there's the parking lot side.
Yeah.
We went to the other side and we'd throw our bikes over that fence.
Yeah.
And I thought it was just, the trail with like the bigger dirt jump, just like the couple little figure eights. I thought that was all of it.
Yeah.
And we rode there like once or twice back then. But then like once I started riding this and I went there and I went on the parking lot side and I was just like, this has been here forever.
Yeah. Again, hidden gem, right? And that's where now with WEBC, we're getting so much more awareness about riding in Windsor, within Essex County, that people are opening their eyes and seeing like, wow, like there's actually a lot more here to offer in terms of riding and trail networks. And that's why so many more people are getting on bikes, which is super cool.
So I know that there's been this talk about they want to like make Black Oak a whatever, like more, but can you talk about
so I can touch on that a little bit. So that's a super hot topic within the riding community. I just think within the community in general, because a lot of people use Black Oaks for hiking, for walking, for bird watching, taking their dogs, etc. And that 12 kilometers of single track is actually considered unsanctioned by the city of Windsor, even though thousands of people use these trails. And the reasoning why they're unsanctioned is, in the city's opinion, cycling and other trail users are a threat to the environment, which there's a lot of debate about. But with the new National Urban Park going in that area, it's an opportunity to relook at how this trail can be used, if we could possibly sanction it. So WEBC is using our organization as a platform to hopefully spearhead sort of a campaign to get people behind us and hopefully sanction these trails. So then they'll actually be legal. We can work with Parks Canada, work with the City of Windsor, whoever else ends up governing this national park, work as a team to grow the park, protect the environment, and have mountain biking and trail activities all at the same time.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
What are you guys like? What's the process like? Like, what are you guys doing right now?
Yeah, good question. So we were actually on the front page of the Windsor Star last week or the week before, which was really cool. So that got a lot of awareness. I think the week before that, we were on CTV News. They did a full story about how WEBC is trying to, again, get these trails sanctioned. And that's been our big thing, is just starting the conversation, getting people aware of the trail, what it is, why it's so awesome, how they can get involved. We also have a petition that's ongoing right now. We have over 1,000 signatures, or just under 1,000 signatures in I think about a month. So this is a really passionate topic for a lot of people who really care about this.
Yeah, I signed it.
Nice. There you go. So you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Okay. So, we're talking about, Bryce, May, my buddy. So we ride together. Like, I pretty much always ride with him and my other buddy, Dave.
Sweet.
And we had plans to go to DTE.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, we have so much here. Like, I don't even want to go. Like, we should just wake up one morning, hit like Malden for an hour, Black Oak for an hour, Libro for a couple hours.
Yeah.
That's a wicked day.
For sure. And that only is going to grow, especially once we do, and we can talk about this later, but once we get phase 2 going at the Libro Center, then, you're going to have like a full variety of sort of riding. And that's really the goal. And maybe in the future with WEBC, we had another trail network or, another place to ride. So I think that's a really cool idea, is do just a full day ride in Essex County.
Yeah. So Malden, last year, like I rode Libro a lot, like crazy. And then I rode Black Oak a lot too. Mm-hmm. And I didn't, I went to Malden a few times and I was like, eh. And then this year, Libro wasn't open.
Right.
And Black Oak was wet.
Yeah.
So I started going to Malden more.
Yeah.
And I found so many more hidden trails there. And I was like, there's so much here.
Yeah, for sure. And that's the thing about riding, is one of the coolest parts is that exploration, right? Where you're like, okay, I went there, but then you stumble upon this and you're like, oh wow, there's all this, there's all that. And then I love that, going to a new trail network and really finding all the hidden parts, or just really get to know the trail, and then you kind of fall in love with it, and then you got all these other places to ride. So that's sick that you kind of embrace Malden a little bit more this year.
And I was telling my buddies, I was like, guys, there's another trail here we don't know about, guaranteed.
Yeah.
And then my friend took us, if you go to Malden and you go to the top, say you park on Matchett, and you go to the top of the big one, where you're going to ride the downhill.
Yeah.
Instead of going right, if you go left, there's the cross country loops behind the houses.
Yeah.
And that's 5-10 minutes of more.
Yeah. So that's the green trail, the beginner trail, but it's great. It's flowy, and they did all work in there too. Yeah.
So but that's not part of...
So WEBC didn't touch any of that. That City of Windsor, they invested a lot of money into making those trails. That's from an entirely different builder. That's not with us, but we promote all trails, all things riding is cool with WEBC.
What is Malden under? That's the City of Windsor?
City of Windsor solely, yeah. So they spent a lot of money, hundreds of thousands of dollars to put that stuff in there, which is a hot debated topic as well, that the money could have been better spent and blah, blah, blah. But I'm not here to bash City of Windsor. If they're going to invest money in bikes and mountain biking, I'm all for it. I think more consultation with local riders or trail clubs on how money is spent or how new trails are built would be ideal. And we've actually had some preliminary discussions about that, where they actually reach out to us about future projects and stuff like that. So that's another neat thing about the Libro Center trails in the town of Amherstburg, is it's been kind of a pilot project where we've been able to show what WEBC can do to other municipalities. So City of Windsor, they've noticed, right? Tecumseh, I've had conversations actually this week with Irek Kuzmershnik, or I don't know. He's a member of parliament for Tecumseh, and he's super pumped about what we're doing. So we're getting eyeballs from all different politicians from different municipalities about what we're doing and how we can maybe help their areas as well.
Yeah, which is great. It seems like Amherstburg is really behind you guys, eh?
Big time, yeah. They've been amazing, because really we had no track record. We really didn't have any resume. They took a bit of a leap of faith with us and said, here you go. And again, humbly, I would say we've delivered and more in terms of what we've created, and what's coming with phase 2 is, I think, going to blow people away. But yeah, I give them full marks. They've been unbelievable and letting us do what we want to do, and working with us and finding solutions. And they've been sort of the trailblazer in terms of a town, letting a trail club build trails. that's never been done before, right, in Windsor Essex County.
Yeah. Okay. We're going to get into some bike jargon now.
Yeah.
Okay. So phase 2.
Yeah.
What do you you guys got all kinds of features going on there.
Big time, yeah.
How is it? Yeah. Is it cross country or is it downhill?
It's kind of like down country. Okay. If that's a thing, where it's going to be like a mix. It's almost going to be like DTE light. Well, obviously we don't have the same elevation, but it's going to be ups and downs. I'd almost say it's like a mix of Black Oaks and Malden Park kind of formed together with a lot more features. And I think the biggest appeal of this next phase is, every other corner, there's either a rock garden, there's a jump, there's a berm, there's something everywhere. So it's not 15 or 20 kilometers of trail, but it's 3 or 4 kilometers that's action packed. So there's something around every corner, and that's really what we're trying to go for, is just fun everywhere. No monotony, no boredom. It's action the whole time. And that's been kind of our goal with the trail building of phase 2.
The green cross country in phase 1. Yeah. How big is that?
That's only 1 kilometer.
So this is 4 times as big as that?
4 times, maybe 3.5 times. And it's a big step up in terms of features, sort of, I would say, difficulty, but just trail building everything about it is a big improvement. Phase 1 was really developed as a beginner trail, especially that Pioneer cross-country trail, which is great for people who've never rode before, people who are getting into the sport. You got to kind of start there. But this is going to be for somebody who is trying to step it up a little bit, who already is an experienced rider, who wants some speed. Speed is probably the biggest thing you're going to notice on this trail. It is going to be lightning fast with features everywhere. And that's why, again, I'm super excited to get people to ride it once it's open.
Yeah, those rock features look like a blast.
Yeah, so that's another neat thing too, is we're trying to bring in stuff that is really unique to the area and the region. Like, you know, Windsor Essex County is not known for rock or granite or, you know, we don't have any of that. So we teamed up with the McGregor Quarry or the Walker Quarry, and they provided us a ton of rock material to utilize on the trail. So we're making stuff, again, that you're not going to find at Mountain Park. You're not going to find at Black Oak. You're really not going to find anywhere in mostly Southern Ontario. So it's going to be, I think, pretty exciting for people.
Anytime there's rocks, I'm on it. Like,
yeah,
it's never cool. Miss it.
It's
I
cool.
hit it.
Yeah. It's fun for sure.
The like, you know, at Black Oak, there's the one rock. Like when you go down that thing, you can go left over the little rocks.
Yeah.
I gotta hit that.
You gotta hit the rock. Yeah. Well, you'll enjoy this because I was out there today. And we just did a bunch more rock work, so it's gonna be cool.
Sweet. Do you guys have any like balancy things there?
Yeah, so we're gonna do some skinny stuff. We'll do some rock skinny. So there'll be some technical aspects as well. We're definitely gonna be more a speed oriented trail, but we're gonna add some more technical aspects as well, where there is more balance stuff, more rock stuff, but mixed in with sort of that speed. I think we're also looking at doing a big tree skinny, where it's a huge, massive log that will try to create some type of skinny feature as well.
Okay, awesome. The log ride at Black Oak's my favorite.
So it's going to be very similar to that. Okay. Yeah, very similar to that. Yeah,
maybe a little less sketchy.
Janky. Yeah, we'll make it a little bit more rider friendly, probably. Yeah.
Falling off that is always fun.
Yeah, that's probably the weakest part of my riding, ability is skinnies and stuff like that. It freaks me out. So maybe I'll get some more practice at Libro.
The one at Black Oak, like there's been a few times where I've been mid and I've had to fall off. I usually just try to jump off the bike.
You got to get rid of the bike. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, because you're eating it hard.
Yeah.
I can't wait. So yeah, you guys opened phase 1 this week, right?
Phase 1 yesterday. After so much rain, it was super delayed, which was kind of too bad for people wanting to get out there. But yeah, we wanted to make sure it was ready to ride and safe, and then also just so people aren't wrecking the trail with it being wet. So yeah, it's good to go now.
Sweet. I have 3 weddings coming up right now.
Yeah.
So I can't ride directly before I have to shoot a wedding. Yeah. But I will be there next week.
Sweet. Well, like I said, I was doing the trail building on phase 2 today, and I was pulling out, and there was a whole whack of people up there. So it's cool to see that people are excited to utilize even just phase 1.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I love black, but blue's my favorite.
Yeah, it's a flowy, cool trail. I just wish it was like 3 times longer, just kept going, right? Yeah. But it is pretty sweet. Yeah.
Hey, you get to ride up, you get a workout.
You do. You can do a lot of laps on that place pretty quick, because the way it climbs back up, it's pretty easy, and yeah, you can lap it pretty good.
Yeah, I would say like if I'm there for an hour, I'm going down probably at least 15 times.
Yeah, which is cool because you get a lot of jumps in there too, 15 times. Right?
Yeah,
so that's good.
Yeah. What are some of your like? When you're riding at Malden, where do you like to ride? What's your favorite spot there?
Probably just that downhill section, the flowy with the jumps. I like that. They did a good job on that, where you get some speed going. To be honest, I don't ride Mountain Park a ton. A lot of it was because they were doing all that salt mining, where they ripped the trail up. So I kind of stayed clear there for a little while.
Yeah.
Black Oaks is my spot. I'm probably if I'm not at Libro, I'm definitely probably at Black Oaks. But it's cool to do both because you can connect them now. Like the sidewalks almost link right up between Malden and Black Oaks. So you can do a cool ride in there, get some climbs in. But probably that the flow trail is where I'd be at, yeah.
This year, Bryce showed us on the back of like the main hill where you toboggan, they got the downhill there.
So they got the downhill there. Again, that's kind of a hot topic where I think, again, they could have utilized that downhill space a little bit better, in my opinion. But again,
those switchbacks are too tight.
Yeah, you said it, so I did it.
Like sometimes I drop off the lip.
That's cool. Yeah, so there's ways that you can get creative and find different lines. And then they did do that cool wooden drop off, which I think is cool. Anything with the wood is unique and different. Yeah. But yeah, again, I'm not here to bash anybody or trail builders, because anybody who's building stuff, mountain biking in Windsor is awesome in my books.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that little like teeter-totter wood triangle.
Very cool.
Man, if you hit that too fast though, you're going into that
you got to get ready to hit the corner.
Yeah. I almost lost into that tree a couple times. Okay, so you like to go to DT quite a bit, right?
That's honestly probably, I've rode a lot all over Canada in only the 3.5 years I've been riding, but DT is a really special place. They have done an incredible job of trail building there. I try to take a lot of inspiration from the building and trail work they do there to try to bring back some of it in our area, because they've done such a good job. And just the aesthetic of the trail, the way it flows, the features, it's pretty world class. And you wouldn't think you'd find that in, Southern Michigan, but if you haven't been, you got to go to DT Foundation Trail in Chelsea. It's only like an hour away, and it's awesome.
Yeah, I remember I told you I was going there and all I had was my dirt jumper.
Yeah,
and you're like, dude, you got to take this bike.
No, you can't. Yeah, so here's my bike. Go do it right. Go enjoy it. You would have died on the climbs.
It would have been terrible.
Terrible.
It was
terrible, yeah.
It was, so we hit like the 5K loop first, and then we did like the 8K loop or something. But I didn't really realize it was, not K, miles.
Big difference.
I didn't realize it was 8 miles.
Yeah.
And we're like more than halfway through, and I'm like, dude, I'm fucking dying. Like, this has been like 3 hours.
Yeah. It's a legit workout, but you get some pretty cool payoff. Like in terms of downhill that you're going to get in Southern Michigan, it's the best. The berms, the features, they link it up so nicely. It's pretty awesome.
Have you rode Whistler?
Not Whistler, but I've rode a lot of other bike parks within BC. I did Silver Star, which is near Kelowna or Vernon. I did Panorama, which is in Invermere. I did Big White, which is in Kelowna as well. And it's a whole nother world, obviously, of riding. Their blues there are our triple blacks here, if that even exists, right? So it's unbelievable to see what they have out there, but it is really neat to again explore different areas. And that's like the coolest thing about biking is like you can go a mountain bike vacation and see Whistler and everything it has to offer, and then you could go to Spain, you could go to New Zealand. Like mountain biking can be a lifestyle, right? Like you can create trips with it, you can get your family into it. Like it's so cool to explore.
Do you fly your bike out or do you rent when you go?
That's a good question. I rented actually because I'm just paranoid about, losing it. And the other thing too is out there, my bike probably wouldn't hack it for a lot of the downhill stuff. Like if you're going up the mountain, you probably want a downhill bike or a big enduro bike, which mine isn't. So I rented.
Yeah. And like, it's expensive to get the bag.
Yeah. It's costly, right? For sure. And it's just like, if they lose it or, it's just, so yeah, I rented.
I like to go on a lot of surf trips.
Sick, yeah.
And I've brought my board a couple times.
Yeah.
But I'm not, unless I'm surfing every single day, like multiple sessions a day, and like that's like solely what the trip is based around, like I don't bring my board.
No.
Because it's just not worth it.
No. It's a hassle too, right? Yeah. I mean, then you're like, if you lose it or you're waiting at the baggage and it's just like,
and they ding it up.
They ding it up.
They dung it up a little bit.
Yeah.
And like on a surfboard, that's not good.
No, exactly. You don't want that. Or on your bike, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, and it's so expensive to ship it out too.
For sure.
Or sometimes like you're flying with a different airline now because
and if you got to stop and then it's like you just make the connection and then you're renting a bike and you're waiting for your bike and it's just like, you don't want to do that.
It's expensive and so I flew to LA with my board. Got it. And then I had to take a bus because LAX is so big. Sometimes you have to take a bus to like where the cabs are.
Yeah.
So like I'm on a bus with a fucking huge surfboard.
Yeah. You don't want that.
And then I get out. Okay, now I can't take a normal Uber. I have to get an XL because the board's got to go in it.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck, this thing's costing me. I should have just rented it. You know,
it's too much. Unless you're there for a long time, it's too much.
Yeah. You know what the big reason wasn't even the board is I wanted to wear my own wetsuit.
Right.
Because it's gross to wear some, to rent one.
True.
So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to bring it. Like, you put your wetsuit in the bag.
Yeah.
And then.
Cool.
Yeah, because rented wetsuits, they don't keep you warm because they're always ripped and they're nasty.
Yeah, that's gross. It's been on everybody. Thinking about surfing, actually, I don't surf. My brother surfs a little bit. But surfing and mountain biking, it's kind of the same vibe a little bit. Similar type people. I feel like, again, you can do trips out of it. It's like such a cool lifestyle sport. You're out in beautiful places. It's like, the best.
Same with climbing. You ever climb?
No, but I grew up in Alberta. So my mom lives in Canmore, and there's a massive climbing community there. Like it's huge, like one of the biggest in the world, I think. And I see what those guys do, even in their gyms. Like at Canmore, they have like crazy rock walls in the gym, and just like those guys' hands, forearms, backs, like it's insane the power those guys have. Or I watched that the one
Free Solo.
Insane.
Yeah.
Probably one of my favorite documentaries, actually. Not to go on a whole nother tangent, but so cool. Yeah.
In my opinion, that might be the most impressive athletic achievement anybody has ever done.
Yeah, like human feet. It's unbelievable. Yeah.
And then if you like that, you should watch Valley Uprising.
Okay.
Even if you're not into climbing, you'll like it.
Yeah.
It's like the start of climbing in Yosemite from like the 50s to now.
Yeah.
And it shows like the first 2 guys to climb El Cap.
Yeah.
It took 2 years.
Wow.
The second guy to do it, I think he did it in a week.
Wow.
And then you fast forward to
Alex,
did it in less than 4 hours without a rope.
Well, it's funny. My brot's actually there right now.
Oh, really?
On his honeymoon, actually. Yeah. So
nice.
they're at Yosemite.
Yosemite.
Yeah. But yeah, climbing, very cool. Same idea. Surfing, mountain biking, all that cool lifestyle sports. Very neat.
Yeah, the biking's taken me. So I'm planning. Have you been to Barrie, the bike park in Barrie?
At Horseshoe, I haven't, but I've only heard good things. I think for what they got in terms of terrain there, they maximize it. It's a great spot. It's the only lift service now, I think, in Ontario. But yeah, people seem to love it. I'd love to get up there for sure.
I think I'm going to go in like 2 weeks.
Sweet. Maybe I'll join you.
All right. Yeah. I'll hit you up.
If we build this trail, maybe I'll come. Yeah,
okay,
if I get it done. Yeah.
I'll let you know.
Yeah.
It's taken. So me and my friends, like we all climb.
Yeah.
And we boulder. So like no ropes. Like,
wow.
like low.
Yeah. But I know exactly. So when I lived back in Alberta, when I grew up, I did a summer in Banff, and one of the guys I worked with was a big boulder guy. Yeah.
But it's just less equipment.
Yes.
So when you climb outside, you're only climbing like, I don't know, anywhere from like 8 to 12 feet.
Yeah.
But you like fall on your pads that you bring.
Right.
So everybody carries like a big pad on their back.
Yeah.
And we just lay them all out on the ground.
Big old mattress kind of thing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
you just have like 5 mattresses on the ground, and then you fall and you just make sure your buddy lands on it.
Right.
So Niagara, like right next to Niagara Falls, there's a park there, and it's amazing bouldering in Ontario.
Cool.
And we go up there like multiple times this summer.
Sweet.
But now this summer I'm swapping between there and biking trips.
Well, that's the thing. Like if those are your hobbies between the surfing, the climbing, mountain biking, it's like you kind of got the triple threat, and you could like hit amazing spots. Because even in California, you go do the surfing or whatever, they have great riding there. Or you go like Oregon Coast surfing or whatever, they have amazing riding. So that's kind of cool that, again, you got all these sports that kind of would overlap a little bit.
Yeah, and I don't care how I perform in any of them. It's all for fun.
Yeah, man, for sure. Me too. It's all my competitive days of sport and all those other sports are done. Now it's just about having a great time, like, getting out in the woods and using biking as therapy. Because that's really why I think I've fallen in love with it so much, is what the therapeutic side of riding has done for me. Right.
For sure.
Yeah.
Have you been hurt riding or no?
Knock on wood, not really. I've had some pretty good crashes. I think everybody has if you're, pushing the limit a little bit. But no, nothing major that to date.
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've been like biking for over probably close to 15 years now, and I've only been really hurt one time.
Nice.
And it's always doing something dumb.
Doing something dumb or doing something unexpected is usually the things where I crash. I never, knock on wood, crash on like a big drop or a jump that I'm trying or something like I'm really focused on doing. It's always the dumb things, like the little tree sticking out of the way that you don't see and you nick your handlebar on, or your pedal strike, or it's just something unexpected is usually the things that get me, that you're not ready for, and it's just like it happens so fast and you're lying on your back and you're looking up at the sky and you're like, what just happened? Yeah. So it happens fast. Yeah.
Do you have a full face helmet or no?
No. I don't think you need one around here, but if I was doing bike park stuff consistently, or even up in Barrie at Horseshoe, I definitely would have one. We rented when we went out west.
Did you?
Oh yeah, for sure. Because the speeds, the intensity, the terrain, You need one. You hit your face, your jaw, you're losing teeth. Like it could be bad really quick. Yeah.
Yeah. Might save you from a concussion too.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, a full face if you're going downhill, I think is a must. Yeah.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Have you heard of the Oaxaca bike park in Mexico?
No, that's cool.
You should check it out. So, what's it called? Free Hub Magazine?
Yep. Oh yeah, they're awesome.
So I got one of their copies.
Okay.
And I love to travel.
Yeah.
And I saw there's this bike park in Oaxaca, Mexico.
Cool.
Which is like inland.
So just, like Mexico City-ish or?
Yeah, it's like an hour south of Mexico City.
Okay, cool.
It's where mezcal's made.
Oh, neat. Okay. Yeah.
So they have they boast the best trails in South America, Central America.
Really? Wow.
And it's like $2,000 for the whole week. Like all your meals, they drive you out to the trails every day.
Okay.
That's where you stay.
Yeah.
They take you on like a couple little fun tours at night. You go to like luchador, like wrestling.
Yeah.
They take you like a mezcal distillery.
Just like total get the immersive experience kind of thing.
But the main part of the trip is they're taking you and there's a guide taking you downhill biking the whole time.
Show you the goods kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Another amazing place in that region is Costa Rica for mountain biking.
Okay.
Like world-class, amazing riding, because a lot of those places where they do the coffee making, they make a lot of their trails to pick the beans.
Yeah.
Which sometimes turn into mountain bike trails. So Costa Rica, I was watching another documentary recently in, where was the other spot? Colombia actually, another sort of, key coffee manufacturer, and they make all of these bike trails out of it. But Costa Rica is another really big hotspot for like a mountain bike getaway, and they're starting to really use it as their tourism draw as well.
You might see me at one of those. I love going down there.
Yeah, that's sweet.
I go to Nicaragua quite a bit.
Okay. Yeah. So I bet you they got some stuff in there too.
Yeah, maybe.
For sure. Yeah.
But usually when I go to those places, I like to surf.
Yeah. Well, they're known for their beaches and stuff, right? But again, that's where if you got like multiple interests, now you can tap into a bunch of stuff all in one location, which is cool.
Yeah, which is super cool.
Yeah.
Do you have any trips planned this year?
I've been talking with the guys about Bentonville, which is in Arkansas, which you would never ever think of as like a cool mountain bike place, but it's been coined the mountain bike capital of the world. The Walton family, which owns Walmart, had in the last about 15 years has spent hundreds of millions of dollars on mountain bike trails in Bentonville, which is where Walmart started, the first ever Walmart.
Damn.
So this place is like the Disneyland of mountain biking. So all the trails run from like the main town square, and it's literally hundreds of kilometers of trails now, but super progressive mountain biking trails, super creative trail work. And there's really no limit on how much they can spend, because the Walton family just has really leaned into mountain biking because their kids are huge mountain bikers. So you should look it up, but it's...
What's it called?
Bentonville. And it is like, it's totally different than like a Whistler or, like a mountain bike park, but they have done unbelievable work, and they have bike festivals every year. Like anybody who's anybody in the bike world, all the pro riders, all the influencers, like they go to Bentonville. Like it's the place now. So
how far of a drive is that?
We looked it up. I think it's like 15 hours. I think actually Eric and I were talking about going with some of the other guys in the fall, and we would probably fly to make it a little bit easier.
Yeah,
but
13 and a half. So 15.
Yeah. But it's really cool. So check that out, because it really is like Disneyland of mountain biking. Like they do super cool features, and they almost use their trail building as art. Where they utilize, like, it's hard to explain, but check it out. It's a really, really cool spot.
I'll check it out.
Yeah.
I love going places.
Yeah. Or just, YouTube. If you do Bentonville mountain bike, you'll get, it's everywhere. Yeah.
I'm trying to really hit Ontario hard this summer.
Yeah. And there's a lot of cool stuff in Ontario where you don't have to go too far. We're obviously kind of farther down south, but Hydro Cut, everybody knows about that. The Pines and Woodstock's a really good spot. Kelso is a really cool spot, near Toronto there. And then you get up in Barrie, and there's lots. Copeland Forest. You got, the bike park there.
Blue Mountain's good too, right?
Blue Mountain it used to be incredible. They unfortunately shut down their lift service, I think in 2019 or 2020. They had somebody die at the park due to liability issues. Now it's only climb up, go down, which I don't even know if they offer that anymore. But Blue Mountain, like Eric, 2015, back in the day, like that was the spot, and it was like super legit. but unfortunately somebody passed, and the liability, they had to, they cut the program, which is really too bad, because it was, apparently I never went, but it was before I even started biking, but was really, really cool.
Have you heard about the trails at Fanshawe in London?
Yeah, I've rode that lots of times.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pure XC. It's pretty good. There's no like major features, but the natural terrain is good. It's worth going. That would be probably your best spot in London. But if you just go outside in Woodstock at the Pines, they've done a really good job there.
They got downhill there too.
Some like little downhill runs with really cool features. And they're adding stuff all the time. Hydrocut's obviously doing lots of stuff. In Guelph, there's some different spots as well. But yeah, there's a lot to hit from here to Toronto. You could do a lot of different trails.
A little tour.
Yeah, you could do a cool tour for sure. Yeah.
No, that's great. I love hearing stuff like that.
Yeah.
Who else is a part of WEBC?
Good question. So I'm one of the directors. So I'm essentially the founder of Windsor Essex Bike Community with a few other people. Glenn Buck is one of our other directors. Ryan Henderson, Dave Doherty. There are 4 official directors on our board. Then we have some other community ambassadors. So Eric Favett, he's one of our community ambassadors. Taylor MacArthur, who's a semi-professional endurance athlete. Amanda Dewelska, who's a really great mountain biker. She's been in the mountain bike scene in Windsor for a long time as a racer. Kim Rocheleau, who is, again, a very prominent mountain biker, road cyclist in Windsor for like 20, 30 years. She's another community ambassador. And then lastly, Mike Bernard is our road cycling ambassador. So he does all our road cycling stuff. Okay. So people probably don't always know this, but WEBC is mountain biking, but we have a whole road cycling side as well. We actually, I think, probably have more road cyclist members than we do mountain bike members. So they do rides every Tuesday and Thursday, mountain bike or road cycling. And Mike does a great job. He gets a lot of people out there. So there's something for everybody is why I think WEBC does really well, is the mountain bike and road cycling. We have a female group as well, the Dirt Divas, which is ran by Kim.
That's been around longer than you guys, right?
Way longer. So they came under our umbrella just so we could be kind of one big happy family and just sort of appeal to everybody. But yeah, between the mountain biking, the women's rides, the road cycling stuff, I know Eric obviously is super pro BMX, which we are too. So we pretty much anything with 2 wheels, WEBC's all over.
We should mention quick for people that are like wondering about the Tuesday rides. Yeah,
for sure. So we do our guys and girls mountain bike ride on Tuesday evenings at 6:00. So for now we meet at Brews and Q's, which is the pub there at their parking lot. We ride over to Black Oaks, ride the trails for usually about an hour. Then we head back to the parking lot. People usually sit in the patio, have a few drinks, have some food, hang out. So it's been a really cool way where a lot of people have met other riders that then do their own little rides later. But it's grown into a big thing. Like every Tuesday now, we're getting like 20 to 50, 60 people sometimes. Like it's almost to the point where we need a bigger parking lot. Like this last Tuesday was tons of people. That's and new awesome. People. So yeah, definitely come out, all ages, all skill levels. We got a sweep in the back of the ride, so you don't have to worry about getting left behind. You can be fast, you can be slow. But yeah, it's just a great way to get out on the trail. Are you going to do another Tuesday and switch it up and do Libro this year? 100%. So this year we may alternate. We may do like kind of whatever the group wants, but I'm biased because, I'm building the phase 2, but I think a lot of people are going to want to do a lot of the Libro with what's coming with phase 2. So yeah, we'll see what the crowd wants, but I'd imagine it's going to be a lot more Libro center mixed in with Black Oak, so we can kind of hit everything. Yeah, that'd be sweet. Because last year, and then we went to, where'd we go? GLH? Oh, so GL Heritage, which is a really cool brewery. So the owner's there. The one owner, him and his son are big mountain bikers. So they got a soft spot for WEBC, and they've been amazing supporters of us, have awesome beer, just really cool people. So we'll try to do something there where we get the bonfires going, the beers going, get some food, and have a good post ride, hang out. Yeah, that was great last summer. Yeah, it was cool. That was fun. Yeah, that was probably when, July? Something like that. Yeah, maybe August. Yeah. Summer goes by too fast. I feel like you just gotta do something every day. It's crazy. Like I'm already sunburned. Like you can probably tell I've been out in the trail so much. But I was thinking about today. I'm like, it's the middle of May. Like this is crazy. You gotta hang on to the good weather, because then it gets back to the winter and you're just like thinking about those days where I want to get my bike. Right. I know. You got to make the best of it. Yeah. In the winter, it's rough. Yeah. It's rough. I always say I climb all year. Yeah.
mountain bike now mountain bike, but bike in the summer and snowboard in the winter. But man, this winter sucked.
No snow.
Like
for snowboarding.
We went to Pine Knob in Michigan two times.
Yeah.
And my buddies were like, what do you mean you guys are going snowboarding? Like there's fucking grass. And I was like, they made it snow. Like
I know.
They got the machines. They man, I give them credit. Like they did such a good job this year. They were doing like a freaking million gallons of water, just something ridiculous worth of water. They would do it for
just blowing snow,
and then it would melt, and then they do it again, and they do it again, and they probably didn't make any money this year.
That's a lot of water and to make snow. It's tough with
I was snowboarding in a t-shirt. It was hot outside.
I know.
Yeah.
That's too bad.
Do you ever snowboard?
You know what? Growing up, I was a really competitive hockey player, so I didn't really ski or snowboard that much, which is kind of a shame because Banff and Canmore was half an hour, 45 minutes down the road. I grew up in Calgary, but my brother was a huge skier, still is. I did ski. I can ski, but I wish I did more looking back because I put all my eggs in one basket a little bit with hockey, and I kind of wish I mixed it up a little bit more.
Yeah, like I was saying, I played a lot of hockey growing up too. Yeah. And my dad was never let me snowboard because he didn't want me to break my leg.
You don't want to get hurt, right? Yeah. And that was part of it with me too. And just time, it was just like I was on the ice or you're doing something with hockey always, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Is there anything that we didn't talk about that you want to talk about?
I would say maybe talking about our WEBC membership and if people want to donate to the trail, because we're still actively fundraising because every penny we get goes to just making the trail better. So we're doing a full jump line, like 2 jump lines, which are going to be really, really cool. We actually built the roll in today for it, which is we moved hundreds of yards of dirt to make this roll-in feature for the 2 jump lines. That is going to be...
Man, you move so fast. How do you build this shit this fast?
Money really is what it is in machines, right? So myself and Joe McCarthy, who is pretty much our Bobcat operator and really good guy, we're kind of psychos where we just go. And we've been working with the town of Amherstburg's contractor who has a massive front loader excavator. So we have moved so much dirt I can't even explain. And we've made this really cool roll-in feature that I think is going to be kind of almost the thumbnail of phase 2 when it's all done, when we put the rock and stuff with it. And I think, again, if we can get fundraising continually, every dollar goes to more machine time, which means more jumps, more, features, and just makes the trail better. So definitely looking for donations actively whenever people could help us out.
How does your membership work?
So that's another thing too. Obviously with Windsor Essex Bike Community, we have a membership, and the membership really is just a way to support WEBC, because for us to function, we need insurance to host group rides, to do trail building, to pretty much do any event or activity. And the insurance is very expensive, and the rates doubled for us actually from last year to this year, which was a big hit. So that's where all the money goes towards. It also goes towards, the trail projects and stuff like that. But the way you can sign up is you can go online, www.webcride.com. There's lots of information, and you sign up online. You get a trail tag, which you can pick up at any of the local bike shops. And we're partners with everybody. So City Cyclery, Cycle Culture, Flow Cafe and Bikes, Infinity Cycle. And you can put the trail tag on your bike to show you're a supporter. You get 15% off at all those bike shops, which is really cool. And then you get a couple other little perks as well. But the biggest thing, again, is you're really officially part of the community, which is great, but you're helping support WEBC create positive change in the community, which is what we're all about.
Yeah, for sure. No, that's great. I'm glad we mentioned that part.
Yeah. And I guess the only other thing I would touch on too is we're really trying to do stuff for kids. That's going to be a big focus for this riding season. Starting in probably July, we're going to launch our first season of the Youth Mountain Bike Club, so WEBC Youth Mountain Bike Club, where we're going to host group rides, skill clinics at the Libro Center with phase 2 to get more kids on bikes. And I know Eric is really passionate about that, just being a cool role model for kids to get out there. Last season, we actually partnered with North Star High School. We made the Mountain Monsters, that's their name, or what they call themselves, the Mountain Monsters High School Bike Club, where they come out every week. They ride the Libro Trails. They got hoodies made. They're super pumped about it. And when they first started coming out, we realized a lot of these kids did not have good bikes or safe bikes. So we're like, we got to find a way to get these kids some bikes. So we teamed up with Flow Cafe and Bikes, and we actually bought them 5 brand new, super legit Kona hardtails. And now those bikes are at the school for the kids to use whenever they want. So that's one of the things I'm really proud of with WEBC is helping kids, because I think mountain biking can do so much for kids. It can do so much for everybody, but it keeps kids out of trouble, keeps them off the phones, gets them outside. And I hope that, WEBC Youth Mountain Bike Club can do a lot more of that, and racing and all kinds of good stuff.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm excited for this year now that Libro's open, I feel like it's officially like kicked off, right?
Yeah. Like I feel like we're going, the trail building's like full board. We're getting close. I'm hoping middle of June kind of thing, maybe start of July, we can do a grand opening, get everybody out there. And we want to do some races with Libro. And that's the cool thing now with having that extra trails. We can do races. We can do like full skill clinics, like legit group rides. It just makes it a real trail network. It's not just like a couple downhill trails that you go up and down. It's going to be like kind of the full meal deal. And
you don't have to worry about it like Black Oak, like being taken.
No, it's sanctioned. We have a signed land stewardship agreement with the town of Amherstburg. WEBC's the official land steward, so we don't have to worry about any of that stuff. It's our trail. It's everybody's trail. It's really the community's trail. And I think that's why hopefully people can get behind it and keep supporting us.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, that's all the stuff I wanted to talk about.
That's awesome, man. I appreciate you having us on, or having me on. Yeah. And hopefully we can ride bikes lots this season.
Yeah, that was great. I'm glad you came on. It was nice to switch it up a little bit.
Yeah. A little bit different. Yeah, appreciate it.
All right. Thanks everyone for listening.
It's hot with these things on. I'm already burnt as well. Oh, sweet, man.
Yeah, for sure.